Her name is Layla, is the daughter of a real estate tycoon, but she doesn't know it and has been dating a married man for a year. After learning the truth, she of course proposed to break up with that man, but the result was beaten until she was hospitalized. After the examination, she walked out of the hospital. When she was just sitting in the car, she realized that she forgot to take the bag, so she quickly went back to get it. When she got out of the hospital, the revolving door stopped. She could only glare at the car. She called to take someone else away. The resentment that has been accumulated for a long time finally can't stand it anymore. One day a year later, she and her father went to the construction site. As a result, she spotted a familiar figure. It was the man she shouted at that day. It turned out that he was her father's subordinate. Layla surreptitiously peeked at the man's working appearance. She's a little bit attracted to this man. Just when she was about to leave, her bag was stolen. Fortunately, the man promptly took action and took her bag back and drove Layla home. Under the cold winter weather, the man gave her a blanket. Layla instantly fell in love with this man who was cold outside and hot inside. This man's name is Iskender and he is a carpenter at the construction site. The next day Layla wanted to thank Iskender, so she surreptitiously brought a present to visit him. When Iskender was about to approach her, she turned around in panic. In the evening, Layla brought some friends and purposely, as if she happened to meet Iskender, with the support of her friends, she used all her courage to confess to him. The two have just had a crush on each other, so they have confirmed their love relationship. Because Iskender had a lover, he began to pay more attention to his image before dating. He also specially sprayed fragrant perfume. In the days that followed, Iskender took Layla to play ball, watch movies, and swim. Just like any other normal couple, Layla graduated in design, so she personally designed the vest for the lover. As for the daughter's recent strange behavior, her father soon noticed. After finding out that she was dating, her father said that he wanted to meet the other man. What is he doing? He is an architect. An architect. I thought he was an architect's worker. The next day, Layla approached Iskender and proposed marriage, but Iskender did not volunteer, because from the age of 5, he was abandoned by his parents, wandering along the street, thus leading to fear of marriage. If we were to get married, you would eventually leave me. That's something I can't accept. Iskender was afraid of Layla's heartbreak, so he hugged her and comforted her. As a result, Layla's dad was checking and found out. The first father is to teach him a lesson. After that, he directly said, "You got fired from your job." It was at this moment that Layla was standing outside the door when she suddenly fainted. Iskender immediately picked her up and took her to the hospital. Fortunately, there was no problem. The father saw that Iskender was very interested in his daughter, so he agreed to let the two go on a date. Not long after, Layla entered the aisle wearing a beautiful white wedding dress. After becoming husband and wife, their life is full of happiness. The couple often tease each other and Layla is pampered like a princess. But when things were going in a good direction, Layla found herself more and more lately something wasn't right. There are times when she will forget the very small things. Even walking on the familiar daily path will get lost, so Layla go to the hospital alone. Under the careful examination of the doctor told Layla that she had Alzheimer's. "Could you please tell me better, doctor?" Means she will forget how to dress, forget the way home, even forgetting the person she loves the most. If the illness gets worse, even her brain will die completely. Layla came home but did not tell her husband, only secretly cried in the bathroom and then resigned from her job. She wants to spend the last beautiful time with her husband. One day, Iskender opened the love lunchbox that his wife made for him, but found that both boxes were white rice. He felt something was wrong, so he forced the doctor to say it. Then he found out that his wife was sick, and Layla is at work packing her things. At this time, her ex-lover came to find her. He said he got divorced from his wife and wanted to start over with her. It was at this moment that she seemed to only remember the past memories, only remembering the time when she was still dating him, so she went to hug the man in front of her. It was only when she saw her friend's strange expression that she realized that her illness was getting more and more serious. Layla hastily left the company to the place where she first dated her husband. She tries to find the good memories of the past. At this time, Iskender also came here. It's like there's an eraser in my brain. It erases everything we're going to have to part. Stupid. What are you talking about? You don't have to be nice to me anymore. Anyway, very soon I won't remember anything. I will always be by your side. In the following days, Iskender stuck sticky notes on all the objects in the house, hiding all sharp objects before going to work safely. Layla is at home alone and is about to take medicine, but she can't open the lid. She searched everywhere, finally found a fruit knife on the top of the cupboard. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. She thought her husband was back. Unexpectedly, her ex-boyfriend was standing in front of the door. As soon as she saw him, her memory became chaotic again. She happily invited him into the house, followed by a tight hug, begged him not to leave her, and all this was seen by Iskender. Iskender is extremely angry. He took an iron bar and gave him a fight. Layla, due to a chaotic memory, mistook her ex-boyfriend for her husband, took a knife and rushed forward. Layla looked at the familiar face in front of her, so she let go of the knife, but discovered that she had hurt the person she loved the most. She shed tears and then fainted. Coincidentally, this scene was seen by his father-in-law. He was worried that his son-in-law was not dignified, wanted to take his daughter home to treat his illness, but Iskender stubbornly wanted to take care of his wife alone. Even if Layla can't even live a normal life, he won't give up. What are people doing here? Layla, it's me, it's your mother. Open the door quickly. How's your shoulder? It was at this moment that Iskender couldn't hold it in anymore. He happily put his head on his wife's feet and cried silently. The couple has since lived through such a difficult life. Sometimes Layla will temporarily lose her memory, standing in front of her husband but always calling her ex-boyfriend's name. Iskender also didn't want to provoke her, so he just turned a blind eye and answered her. After turning to leave, he hid behind the car silently crying. One day Layla was walking in the room until she saw Iskender's work gloves. Memories from the good past suddenly came flooding back. In the end, Layla couldn't hold back her tears, because she knew she had accidentally hurt her husband. She didn't want to be a burden to him anymore, so she left a letter and didn't say goodbye. I've never wanted to hurt you before. I love you so much. Are you crying now? Please don't cry. I never wanted you to cry or see you suffer. I just want you to be happy all the time. I love you, so I'm really sorry that I have this disease so I can meet you. But now because of this disease, I have to leave you. Meeting you is the happiest thing in my life. Iskender read the letter and cried silently. He frantically searched for his wife's whereabouts but to no avail, until one day Layla's sister came to find him with a letter. In the letter it said, "Hope you can forget me. Find a suitable person to live the rest of your life." Iskender learned her address through her sister, so he quickly drove over there. Before entering the house, he also sprayed on the perfume he had used when he was dating her because Layla said she liked the scent on him. She was sleeping soundly in her bed. He stepped forward and had to gently hold her hand until she regained consciousness. Layla looked at the strange face in front of her, reflexively withdrawing her hand. Iskender's heart ached. He slowly approached his wife. "I love you, I really love you." Layla smelled the familiar perfume. She finally remembered everything. "I came to take you away. I'll never let you go again. I said I would never leave you."
I'm sorry, don't leave me. I want you here with me. I know that you love.
You said you would never leave me alone. Why did you lie to me?